I'm also super psyched to play around with my new Spider-Man pajamas.
Yeah, Spider-Man pajamas. I'm so glad I started recording it just as you started talking about it.
But enough about your...
in character. I thought you actually got, like, Spider-Man, like, footy pajamas.
Yeah, I thought you had, like, a set of flannel pajamas or something.
Why would I talk about that? That wouldn't be something I'd talk about.
Here on Heimdall's
I
watch,
probably
Ross and his new Spider-Man pajamas.
You guys, you're breaking my balls here. The Cloak of Arachnida.
It's a hard one to say. I tried like 3 times when I was giving it to you. It was like, Arrows could...
Spider-Man Underoos.
Spider-Man footy pajamas.
Footy pajamas. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to call them.
I like it. Okay. So, where we left off was at the conclusion of Skeltzer's kobold.
You were blowing our minds with the reveal of the gnomish wizardy guy.
Yeah. Yep. And Skeltzer sort of being...
Out of the time stream.
a little bit like that. It's a bit TARDIS-esque.
Temporally, I can't think of the word.
Hardy.
Challenge?
Yes.
Hardy. Works on a couple of levels.
It's like the French way of saying TARDIS. Yes, the silence. Tardy.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So at the last stage of that, it was you guys. You were walking out, realized that you'd thought you recognized the gnome that you saw, and
the fancy-looking dagger.
Then ducked back in, and Skeltzer was there.
It's been
no one
months.
else was, and it had been some time.
I feel special that she remembered me. I feel like she missed me. I feel like I'm a very important part of Skeltzer's life.
It's all the sparkling conversations you guys have.
Exactly. I entertain.
It is still the day, essentially. You had rested in Dinium before you came back. Basically had an hour or so of errands that you've done so far. The day is yours. Who wanted to do what?
Hey guys, you wanna see a genie?
Sure.
Holy shit! I gotta get Genie up already.
Should we do it in a public area?
Like a courtyard somewhere, maybe like out in the open or something, not like a enclosed space. You guys aren't going to be pleased with what happens if this goes sideways.
How about we do it inside the police district so something goes horribly wrong? It takes as many of those goddamn pigs out with it.
Wait, that's us.
What I could
Well,
suggest,
technically.
what I could suggest for you is you could try out, say, the training grounds of Thor's Church, which is a military area. If you wanted to have significant backup, they have entire training arenas. If you want to
Do you
this,
really
but
need backup?
No.
With all
I'm
the
a powerful wizard.
It's less the.
I'm not actually afraid.
It's less the.
You're a strong, independent Leyland.
It's less of the backup. It's more having an open space that could not potentially destroy part of the city.
Like doing it like in a firing range sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. It'll be fun.
Responsible, safe.
You guys want to watch?
Sure.
From a distance.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
From a distance.
Wait, I can tell what we're fine.
Okay.
I should get my carpet ready.
Just open the bottle like a grenade.
Oh, this is going back. Darkness.
And teleport.
If I can't see it,
That's right.
It's not bad. Okay. Thor's Church is not within the central part of the city. It's actually towards the eastern side of the city, and has sort of large training grounds, essentially like archery training areas, the equivalent of a bomb testing range. Hello.
Hello.
I know a place we could do it. Bob's house. My friendly security guard.
With the warden of the third level.
He does seem to.
I know he's at work right now, so I know the house is empty.
The fact that you've scoped out where his house is already is, well, predictable.
Well, they go like that.
No one should be surprised.
So you make your way to this church, and it is military to the nth degree. It is, aside from some very impressive statues to Thor and his hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
It's a penis thing, right?
It's always a penis thing.
So yeah, aside from a couple of sort of magnificent statues, everything else about the building is very functionary.
Starkly utilitarian.
Yeah. So there's straight barracks and training
Not
grounds.
straight barracks.
Don't ask, don't tell barracks. But if you talk to the head chaplain there, you do talk to the head chaplain there, and he escorts you out to the training grounds.
Oh, we just want to try this weird experiment. Life may be lost. Can we just do it over there?
Police business.
Yeah, you guys are worried over nothing. This is going to be fine. Have they ever steered us wrong before?
Well, there was that first time we went out in the docks. There was the second time,
and that worked out
on the
fine.
Mountain Pass. There was the third time in the Gnome Village. I think the
I'm
fourth
not sure
time was
I really
also in the
wanted to.
Gnome Village. I think the fifth was either outside the Gnome Village, but I might count that as part of the fourth.
And
Sixth is probably on the way to Londinium. The seventh probably going into Londinium.
Look, I'm sorry about the thing on the way into Londinium, alright? I'll take that one. That's fair. The rest of them... Look, mistakes were made. But they weren't my fault. Or if they were my fault, then it's fine.
I'm glad we had this talk.
No, you're not.
Oh, you're right.
I'm not glad. Not glad at all. This is miserable. I didn't learn anything. Okay, the chaplain
all over again.
is a halfling named Eldrin. And he escorts
So
you out
many
to...
halflings, Ryan.
Hi. Have I actually done that many halflings?
No, there's been 3. Just
He
the one that's
counts.
me.
That is too many.
They're just all... Look, when are we going to have...
There was 3, so one and a half
Peter the
actual
Paladin,
people.
Now there's this guy.
I like it. It's a math joke. I like it.
He leads you out to basically an open field that's got several sort of round craters blasted out, and most of the grass
That
is
times evermore.
most of the grass is scorched or non-existent. And he's like,
non-existent grass.
It is how you say perfect.
he's like, don't know what you boys are up to.
Secret
But-
police business.
Just check back with me when you're done, and just let me know that at least you've still got all your fingers and toes.
I believe the less you know, the more you can deny in the impending trial afterwards.
We're going to do some awesome magic stuff here. It's going to be cool. Do you want to watch?
I feel like the Church of Thor is down with a good explosion. I feel
He's
like
like-
they're into this.
Magic stuff and explosions. Okay. And he's like, I'm going to watch from over there. And he points to this heavy set stone squat building. It's only about 2 meters tall at its highest point. Flat roofed, thick stone front with a slit through it. It's essentially a pillbox.
Is he, like, walking away?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he's out of earshot, I'm like, man, these Thor guys are pussies.
They have seen some shit.
I feel like we should be in the pillbox.
I'm already in the pillbox.
Yeah.
My
we
outline
support
just
you.
slowly fades away. I look at the pillbox going, best of luck, we all support you.
I pull out the bottle and I'm like, hold on to your butts.
Who are you talking to? No one's there. Everyone's
We're in the
left.
pillbox.
He's doing it for effect.
Oh.
Gets the cork or stopper in his teeth and pulls it out. You want me to roll dice and majigs?
You've got it.
So it's like it's a 1 to 10.
Let's have a look at the actual F3D bottle.
What was it?
Well, technically it was
What's
a
the
D100. And it was 1
No,
to
no,
10.
no. I got a D like
He's got D100 ready to go.
yeah. So it's 1 to 10. Something
1
bad
to 10
happens.
is real bad.
It's 91 to 00. Something
really
very good happens, and then anything else, it's just
It's pretty cool.
pretty cool. All right.
It's okay.
You want me to not see what happens in this roll?
I would like that.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear, not be like the thing where I roll it and then I don't see it, and then there's like, oh wait, what's the thing? Okay, cool.
Roll
where
it,
am I
and then
where am I
Ryan will hand you
rolling
your
it
character
into
sheet.
place?
Yeah, just roll it in there.
So these my two.
Yep.
Now none of us can see.
Oh no, you guys are fine. Just want him to not see it.
Do you want me to
Drop
like?
it in there, just shake it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Shake it till it feels good.
Okay.
And here's your new character sheet.
Okay.
So like, pull the cork out of the bottle. Start shaking the bottle upside down.
I've heard that shaking things is good. Babies.
How are
Old
you just
people.
sort of standing out in the middle of the field as you were?
Wherever this guy led us to, and he's like, "Here's a safe spot." I like haven't gotten like prepared or anything. I've just sort of
And
gone.
it's like, no one within 5 meters,
Yep.
Fire in the
and
hole.
you're literally like trying to pour it out like a wine
Yeah.
flask.
Oh,
Tap
like,
it like a tomato sauce bottle.
Like he's trying to get the last drops of.
come on, let's do
Okay.
this.
This purple vapor starts to sort of like
We get it, you
pour out.
vape.
If anybody in this party vapes, it's Leland.
Okay. Yeah, this purple vape just pours out of the bottle and starts to sort of cloud towards the ground, getting thicker and thicker, and eventually you start to see a set of legs and a set of arms start to take form, and then the whole form essentially gets captured by gravity and lands on its back because it had formed thinking it was going to be upright, because that's how people normally open these bottles. And it's
I
just
think it
basically
already
like
hates you.
it's just formed and legs up in the air and just falls solidly for about a foot or so onto its the back of its shoulders and the upper back a little solidly, and it's like and it's looking around like,
As it lands on its back, I sort of like hurry over to it, and I'm like, "Here, let me help you out."
okay.
Hello, friend.
And
I'm
stab.
Leland Larkholm. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And stab.
As you reach out to help this purple form, there's still sort of a lot of mist and everything going on, but it's just starting to sort of take more shape as it goes along. The mist sort of zips past your feet, and then you get the sensation of someone behind you.
Roll for initiative.
I'll turn around.
Standing in front of you is about 7 foot tall. You want
That's taller than me.
You want
You've got
sort
this.
of go the we'll go the sort of the Persian look. Yeah, we're going all the trappings of standard. Genie.
Ryan,
Hello.
just FYI, your racism is now being captured by the medium of podcast.
For the second time.
Just want to remind you, this may or may not be used against you for future employment.
Means I'm getting for a new job.
Yeah.
It's standing there like arms crossed. We're going the whole trappings. It's got the pillowy pants.
Big like pointy,
The pointy
curly
curled
shoes.
shoes.
Nice.
But this is as tropey as we can get. But yeah, standing there like arms crossed, like, and the major feature you see outside of that is yellow eyes that sort of smoke off to the side, just staring
Cool.
directly at you.
I extend my hand and hello, friend. Nice to meet you. I'm Leland Larkholm.
Is it you that poured me out onto the ground like some pathetic wine?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't really know. I didn't really get an instruction manual on this bottle. I apologize for any like miscomfort that you had. What can I do to make it up to you?
Most people don't tend to ask what they can do for me upon my summoning.
Well, like people are dicks. You understand. But no. Like, how have you been? I understand this is a very transactional relationship, usually between genie bottle and opener and
If you would.
Efreeti.
Yes. Efreeti is.
Sorry. I know that's a slur. I apologize. I didn't mean anything by it. How's it been in the bottle? How have you been?
What's the one from Aladdin? It's like enormous cosmic power, itty bitty living space. Have you called me forth for any particular reason? Is your wish purely just to chat?
Look, I wouldn't say that's a wish. if I was phrasing it in a very particular way, that isn't what I would wish. You know, a chat would be nice, but like, you know, what we could cut to the what's the deal with wishes? What's the deal with wishes?
What would you have me do?
Is this a 3 wishes type of relationship we got going on here? Just wanted to set some ground rules, you know, like safe words, that sort of thing.
Safe words.
Arugula.
Let's say our introduction was less than cordial.
Hey, I apologize for that. That was my bad, and I'm taking full responsibility. I understand.
You have me at your service for the next hour. When
Ah,
these sands flow through this, and this hourglass appears in his hands. When these sands pass through, your time is up.
cool. I have a proposal for you then, Mister. What's your name? We weren't properly introduced. I'm Leland Larkham. Hello.
You're gonna make me make a Persian name off the cuffs.
Oh, please
You
do.
didn't prepare one in advance?
We could call him Gene.
Baku.
Baku. Hello, Baku.
I had to skip past Xerxes and Cyrus and Darius real quick.
So you're hosting Eurovision again?
So now I understand. Like, it is within like Genie's powers to Efreeti's powers. Sorry. Like, you know, to grant wishes. What can we do to get into a kind of wish relationship here? That's really what I'm just wondering.
Wishes are a powerful sorcery that are only for the elect few deserving.
Burn.
All right. Well, then, how's this arrangement?
And in this 5 minutes, I have weighed your actions and found you wanting.
Ow, damn. Cool. All right. Well,
That said, I haven't killed you yet.
did notice that. That
There's
was
still
cool.
time.
There's still time.
If that was what you would like for the remaining 54 minutes.
You keep shaking, it's tilting.
So I've got the bottle
Do you
in my hand.
pursue death?
Not today. Well, not this morning.
Holds the glass up and like... Tink, tink, tink,
So he's sort of got the bottle and he's sort of like I'm picturing him like sort of holding it by the neck and like throwing it and like spinning it around and catching it sort of thing.
Roll inside.
Oh wait, passive insight?
Oh, because that's a thing, actually.
Is that a cool? Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
Oh wait, I don't have good
Is
passive
it?
insight.
Yeah,
Oh,
apparently
it's
passive insight, passive investigation are actually things in this edition as well.
My passive.
It's
Oh, my
right there.
no, wait, passive insight is 11.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So you're on 11.
As you're sort of like essentially like throwing the bottle, catching it by the neck, and or doing one of the bits and pieces there, you do sort of his demeanor does shift slightly, but you don't quite pick in whether it's aggressive or nervous or violent.
It's coming right for you.
Like, yeah. So you're trapped in this thing, right? Like, you get freed when somebody pulls the cap out, but otherwise you're trapped in this bottle.
Only in the same way like a turtle is trapped in his shell. That is my home.
But what if nobody ever pulled the lid off of it ever again?
Then I don't get unwelcome visitors knocking at my door at any god known hour.
They get lonely in there, right?
You think someone as powerful as I are not able to conjure entertainment?
You guys aren't here, right?
Nope. You're all.
What you guys are in the
pill
pillbox.
Sorry, because I really at that point want to turn around to somebody and go, I think he's talking about jerking off.
I would say after.
I'd say you
After
actually.
hasn't.
I yell that back to the pillbox. I think he's talking about jerking off.
And then so I was like, right here, man, who are you yelling at?
Oh, hey.
We've been here all this time. We
Yes,
totally
like,
have
after the
faith
first
in
few
you.
minutes, after you haven't died in a whirlwind
Yeah.
blade of destruction, it would be
not
can't say.
Instantly
We would
caught
approach.
fire.
cautiously.
I'll cast guidance on myself,
Wow.
just cause. So you're not terribly worried about say, for instance, this bottle being, buried in the bottom of a trench in the deepest ocean where no one will ever find it again? It's not something that you're terribly worried about?
Are you about to try and threaten the new wishes?
Yes.
As we walk
That's
out,
exactly what
I'll
I'm
basically
doing.
do that. I'll just push you back and we'll just both this back up.
Roll perception
Unless-
on
And
this
more
one here.
friendship.
With guidance?
Because you did just do that. Yep.
So that's 21.
21. You notice that he's sort of like he's taken a breath in, like, and has expanded in size significantly more than
You've got him on the ropes.
one breath would normally entail.
You're definitely the one in the position of power here. In this
I got the bottle.
negotiation.
Alternately, what if this bottle was... I'm going to cast guidance on myself again. And sort of like... As I'm flicking the bottle, sort of bobble it a little bit, like I'm almost dropping it.
Alright, this time roll insight with advantage.
I rolled a 20 with guidance. I rolled a 19. So I rolled a 21.
When you go to sort of do the fake fumble, you notice that he sort of jerks forward to like try and catch the bottle,
Jerks.
and then,
You're right!
and then sort of stops himself and like sort of tries to like regain his composure, and arms folded back up again, like puffed up, and
All right. I pull out Roderick, and like, I'm not sure if it's like a thing when I'm about to cast an Eldritch Blast that Roderick glows. If that is a thing that I could do, then I very much do that, and
You do
then
have
point.
minor illusion.
Well, I'm like holding like an Eldritch Blast in like the head of Roderick, pointing at the bottle, going, "Do we understand each other now?"
Jesus Christ.
Maybe we should back away a little bit.
I'm back in the pillbox.
Roll for intimidation,
That's a charisma one.
and I am rolling against it. And a wisdom save.
Dearie me. That's an ability. Sorry, it's taking me a little while just to figure out where shit is in here. Where's my abilities?
Is this what you expected to happen today, Ryan?
I had no idea what to expect.
Proficiencies? No, that's not it. It's abilities. Sorry, skills. There we go. I wanted this to be a persuasion.
You probably should have done that slightly differently then,
Yeah.
than actively
Threatening
his bottle.
attempting to intimidate.
There's still time.
Change track.
I've rolled my save.
Is there time for me? Can I have been guidancing this one? I didn't. Yeah, cool. Maybe this is what I should use the inspiration point for.
Maybe it was.
Intimidation. That's an 11.
The pillbox is
Okay.
now shrouded in darkness.
And silence.
What is your AC?
It's attacking me? That's not cool. What the fuck, man?
We're just having a pleasant chat.
Oh god, where's my... No! Sorry.
You're good.
That's,
Get the carpet ready.
Hey, it's in the back holding.
Yeah, it's in the bag.
come
Get it
on,
ready.
come on, this was fun, guys.
It is.
I'm 14.
Okay. I actually got to it just as fast as you
This is the
see
same
this
as he has.
just
Some more stuff
whiz
there.
of steel,
Oh.
and just feel like this blinding hot pain in your hand, your right hand.
Different strokes for different
Whatever.
companies that produce.
Yeah,
They
Cool.
say the same thing.
Yes.
And you hear the sound of the bottle sort of getting caught by a hand as you see the, and you look across to your right hand, which is sitting on the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, like that. Like that.
And this moment of realization that you got this blinding hot pain is the stump on your right arm where your hand used to be. And this genie is Ifriti is standing there with his bottle in his left hand and a long scimitar
drawn in the right.
You said he's got 2 hands, so he can hold 2 things at the same time.
And he...
Do I take damage? That seems like the kind of thing where I would take damage.
It would be, yeah.
Cool.
So this seems like
And he takes the bottle and with the little the cord that's around the neck of it, ties it onto the silk sash that's his belt, and leans down, grabs the removed hand, and just taps it with the flat of the blade, and it just into fire and ash. How do you react? While you're having your Jamie Lannister moment here,
Have we still got 45 minutes? I can.
he
I like you to grow me a new hand.
he sheathes the scimitar. There we go.
Rub salt in it.
He
don't make it feel
sheathes
better.
the scimitar on his thing and just goes. And then in his right hand, that hourglass appears and is like, 45 minutes. What would you like me to do?
Genies are dicks.
I think you might have failed your intimidate check. I like this genie.
You've worked me into a corner here, Ryan.
Threaten him again.
That seems like a good idea.
You do have 2 hands.
I do have.
Well, you had 2 hands.
Yeah,
you do have 1 hand.
I've got 2 legs though.
This is good.
And pantaloons full of pee right now.
Seriously though, like, do I take damage from that? That's the thing? That seems like a damage thing.
It could be a damage thing. What do you want to do in your 42 minutes?
Just because Leland is like, I'm imagining, like, is it blinding pain? Is that a thing?
It is.
Just because magic and stuff, I'm gonna like prod at where the stump is, just to see that it is like not an illusion or something.
Roll wisdom with advantage.
That was a pretty good one. Wisdom, I am a +1, so 17.
17. You poke it where the air where your hand was, and feel flesh, and the illusion is broken.
And I'm like, give me the fucking bottle back, genie. You work for me.
This is going to be an interesting friendship.
I cast Mage Hand to take the bottle.
You cast Mage Hand and he's already holding the bottle out to you.
Grab it with Mage Hand and then take it back.
Now, as we probably understand what we're doing now.
What, you're gonna pull some dumb shenanigans with illusion? I can do illusions too. And then I do an illusion of like broken bottle on the ground next to me. Ooh! Ooh, don't break the bottle. I'm afraid of my home getting destroyed or some shit because I'm a genie. That's what you sound like.
Like, So. What we can do?
Yeah, give us a little too much to can do.
We can postpone the decision on this hour. I can pop back in my home, and when you want to use up the rest of this, at this point now, 40 minutes.
Cool.
All you need to do is pop the lid. Don't pull me out upside down again, if you could.
Pull you out anywhere I want. Punk ass genie. And I put the lid back on the bottle. Have a good think about the wishes thing too.
Oh, you just cork it. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, you got to cork it, and essentially, yeah, like his whole essence just gets as the stopper goes in.
We're gonna have a good think about the dynamics of this relationship, genie. And I shake it a few times.
There we go. You didn't die.
I'll just walk out clapping.
They didn't go very well.
No, from where we were, it looked like it went fantastically. I mean, you're still alive.
No, that means it went poorly.
Fuck, you're right.
All right. For
the record.
Oops, I dropped the bottle. You pick it back up.
Good thing we're on sand, so it just bounces.
Yeah, this is like into the sand. And,
Oh, I'll be more careful with it. Oops, I dropped it again.
what do you think is going to happen if you break it?
I had a whole different take on how that was going to play out.
I imagine. I don't think being being Skywalker is really the way you really wanted to go on this one.
No, I thought it was going to be a thing like, you know, like smashing the bottle would free the fruity. I didn't think it was going to be like attached to the bottle.
We don't know.
It's trapped in there.
Currently.
Yeah. Yeah!
But it's kind of like house arrest in a palace.
Yeah, I wonder how much you'll like it in there when I fill it with ants or something. Hey! Where's some ants? Anybody got some honey?
Open it up. You have 30 minutes. Collect all the ants, put them in this bottle. I'll see you next time.
Okay.
So just from my understanding out of a character, so it's got the bottle. You can do the thing. You get the chance for it doing certain things, and then
No,
once it's
it's
done,
set.
the thing,
It's set
Now,
on
now
that
it's
now.
set on. He can pull the lid
Oh,
on
so
that
once
3
that-
times,
once
and
that
each
done-
time gives him an hour of the genie.
Oh, so it's just 3
genie
times,
working with him.
okay.
It's not wish granting. It's just the genie will assist him. If he wants to make the genie fight alongside, the genie will fight alongside. If he wants to make him a ham sandwich, the genie will go make him a ham sandwich. But it's essentially he has 3 hours or 2 hours and 40 minutes.
If I want
of-
the genie to make me a margarita in his house, he'll make a margarita in my house. His house. Shut up.
I want a bowl of margarita. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
and a bottle of ants.
I'm a little unclear on what the limits are between like wish and like serving. That seems like a grey area.
Essentially,
It's just like fight for you or whatever.
it'll fight for you. It'll work for you. It'll do.
Fine Kraven.
Yeah, that probably would have been more under the wish list of things. I was very nervous about you getting wishes.
I actually, look,
I was very concerned about that too.
I'll tell you what it is later. Like my idea for the wishes is actually very like, I think very reasonable.
I wish for 1,000,000 wishes.
Do you want to hear what my idea for the 3 wishes
I
is?
kind of do.
Cast clone
Right.
on Leland, which is pretty much like Magnus's in the machine in Adventure Zone.
Yep.
Cast clone on that. Cast planar recall on the body, which is to smash the sapphire and it brings the thing back.
Yep.
And then cast planar sending on the body and put it somewhere safe.
I'll feel like you had a backup.
So it's a one-up.
Leland.
Huh.
I thought that was a really neat thing.
That is a neat thing.
Yeah.
You've just got a free life sitting in the ether.
And I didn't think that was broken as fuck compared to what else you could do with 3 wishes.
You could do a good number of things with 3 wishes.
But the movie that played out in my head was negotiating that from the genie and freeing him to like in exchange for 3 wishes, and like getting that, and then the genie being like, "Okay, there you go, and I'm free now. Kill you."
Bling. as you respawn.
And then Leland has his own dead body
To bury out the back next to
Ew.
to weekend at Bernie's around with.
What are we going to do today, Leland 2?
You thought the Wyvern snack pack was gross.
Yeah, I did. You're right. I did think that was gross.
Just wait till the Leland snack pack for Leland.
That's so fucked up.
This is why he doesn't talk much. He's actually the
Runs
most
away.
terrifying creature. in
He
all known.
knows!
The
He's seen that.
So as we're walking away from the thing, I'm just like, genies suck.
chaplain.
I'll tell the
comes
guy I
out-
thought, sorry, no explosions today.
The chaplain sort of wanders out. Is like, what was that? I was expecting an earth-shattering kaboom.
It was a dumb waste of time, is what it was. Come on, let's go do something cool.
Cast Thunderclap.
Because you can.
No, but it'll damage people.
Well, you can just face it off. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll just throw it out into the distance. For its sake.
All right. Where do you guys want to go now? That was ridiculous.
Okay,
You didn't think there was going to be some kind of like innate respect that Leland was going to pay? He was nice to start with, and then the genie was all like,
You didn't pour him out upside down.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
Fucking magic. Come out upside down for.
your character saw young Kraven.
Yes. A gnome, a Kraven sword,
Okay.
dagger, knife, blade.
The problem is that you can't really tell us that.
He can write stuff down.
It's true.
No, I probably.
I imagine we've come up with a series of blinks now.
It's basically Morse code with it.
No, when we came out of the shop the second time,
Yep.
with the whole temporal, and he would have.
Oh.
He can talk to Leland.
Oh. Wow, that was an interesting spike on the reading. As the entire term was,
Just not that one.
This is what being like a trustworthy half-elf is.
Well, being a respectable officer of the law is.
It's not my fault that Puppet's racist.
It's okay.
And his negative intelligence.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's an amazing feature. Okay.
Knew that. Heaven knows.
We should probably interrogate those witnesses that we... Wait, suspects. Wait, prisoners. I don't know. The guys we brought back.
People
Yeah.
were arrested.
That seems like the next step in the investigation.
To find Cravens.
Yeah.
The
No, I guess.
I didn't even
Are we
have to
doing
use
that-
a spell for that whole genie thing. I had a plan if that shit went sideways.
You did almost have your hand cut off.
You still can have your hand.
Look, I'm not even
It's a
viewing
service
that.
I'll provide.
That wasn't even a thing that nearly happened. You know what didn't nearly happen? I didn't nearly get my hand cut off. I got an illusion put on me that I instantly saw through. Because genies are bitches. The recording's not going to get the when I'm talking to the bottle thing. Unfortunately.
Oh, it's not.
No.
But it's fine. Hopefully, like, because you're not speaking towards the mic anymore, maybe it goes like, because genies are bitches, and you don't hear it the same way.
God willing.
Yeah, so.
Let's go talk to those dudes about Kraven.
Yeah.
Who do you want to talk to? Or do you want to take
Probably
people
the one that's
individually?
not a gibbering mesh. Mesh?
Yes,
I also
yes.
want to find out what happened to the gibbering mess. From a scientific point of view.
Which one was the gibbering mess you're talking about? The
Doppelganger, they did the whole,
doppelganger?
like... flip
Oh, they were both kind of fucked up because he had his memory breaks all
Yeah.
to mess with.
I thought one was more of a gibbering mess than the other.
I think that's the rationale for how we managed to get them out of there with no hassle, because breaking the memory blocks sort of fucked the orc up, and then getting infected with contagious madness messed up the mimic.
Wait, did you say contagious madness?
Don't worry about it.
Just wear protection, you're fine.
I'd never do that to
This dude just keeps getting worse all
You?
the time.
People I work with,
someone I have to stay around. It's gross.
having to see it day in and day out.
Sir, I'd like to go back to prison.
Well, good news, you're heading to that level.
Hooray!
So,
Let's
do you
go.
want to talk to Doppelganger first, or
Now-
former sheriff?
Remember, I thought the doppelganger was like truly crazy and was like that for a couple of days or weeks.
There was probably some time involved. I can't remember how
I
much
thought it was quite a while, but I can't remember.
One was drawing stars on the ground. The other part was... I forget what the other feature was.
You said gibbering, I
There was some
think.
gibbering going on.
Yeah, the other thing is that, like, aside from Leland himself, we haven't seen what happens to somebody who has that done to them, like, long term at all. Because any time that's happened to something, it's died right afterwards.
This is for science, we could always talk to the Doppelganger. Or you could talk to the
Also,
Doppelganger, and you guys could talk to...
I think we should all be in whatever we're
I
doing.
think the same thing, like work a...
I don't really want
Bad
to do another
cop.
solo thing. I feel kind of bad when it's just like Leland off on his own doing a thing. So.
Yeah, we could like work a whole like bad cop, corrupt cop, copy like Space Jam sort of angle thing going.
This Jam's awesome.
Sure.
Anyway,
What's my title?
Haven't you seen that? Haven't you seen that meme?
No.
It's like the bad cop, copy like Space Jam sort of thing. You're gonna fucking tell me where this thing is. I'm gonna stare at you. What do you think, Jenkins? Let's all watch Space Jam.
yeah, actually.
Well, I imagine that, like, wouldn't there be, like, some follow-up for the orc? I can't remember his name. Or Sheriff McCorkytons.
Yep, that guy.
Well, wasn't he really?
Khan? Was it Khan? No, you just yelled. But you had wouldn't you have follow-up from your, like, years-long enmity with him?
It was
Kurtz.
And Stridon was the name. I definitely wasn't just pausing while I ran through trying to remember what the names were. But yes, you want to talk to him first? It's probably slightly more cohesive.
Yeah, we also captured him first, so, like, that makes sense. And alphabetically, we don't know the other one's name, so whatever. I'm going to name them Zebra. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm assuming that's the meme you're talking about.
Yes.
Alright, so, you head back into the Heimdall church and meet up with Captain Hrother and
Captain Hrother.
Hrother. And he's like, on with the show then. Which one you want to talk to first? And we'll have him sent up to the into the interrogation cells.
You want to tell the doppelganger? I think using enhanced interrogation techniques against him would be quite interesting.
What?
Brock, the Sheriff Kurt suits in the he had all the
But he didn't have the memory stuff because he was taken over by the doppelganger.
That's a good point, actually. Like,
The doppelganger is actually the person we want to talk to.
Yeah.
They're just a victim of the doppelganger, like hiding him away and doing stuff.
And we already know that Kurtz's memory is all fucked up anyway.
I'm happy to bring him in there and just fuck him up for the sake of fucking him
well,
up.
we can do that later.
I'm also okay with this.
Yeah. We can do that after. We'll
Then we watch Space Jam.
watch Space Jam.
Everyone gets what they want. Everyone.
Oh, that's
All right. Yeah, we'll get.
It's a sad story. It's all about the downfall of the Monstars and barrack for that.
They were just trying to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps and improve their...
It's a group of a ragtag group of individuals just trying to come and prove themselves to another planet. And what?
You're not going to paint Bugs Bunny as a villain in this. It's just not going to work.
Michael Jordan is a villain.
He does. He does like
violations.
And the
There were
crimes
the
are committed
Looney
against the
Tunes
sport of baseball.
They do use performance enhancing like substances for that final match as well.
Exactly.
I have not seen the film. That is an interesting feature.
Yeah, they use Michael's
special stuff.
secret stuff.
Yeah.
It has inspired generations.
The
That's
guy
the
that ride the
impact
bike.
that show has had on society.
The entire Chinese swimming team.
Russia.
just Russia.
Just Russia.
The entire
Just full stop Russia.
all 200 million of them. I don't know how people in
Because of
Russia.
Space Jam, we have Vladimir Putin.
So we're going to interrogate this movie.
Yes.
Cool.
Let's see the doppelganger.
Doppelgangster.
The doppelganger.
We'd like to speak to Sidon.
All right.
So, name unknown, gender unknown,
Species.
unknown.
Hair color blonde currently.
Mental acuity. Fucked up.
We just got like a form with all these spaces on it. Just like, if you could just fill these in for us, and it's just a paperwork thing. You understand?
Sir, please stop screaming. Please stop screaming.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the interrogation cells and essentially set yourself up in chairs. It is the standard setup. Table in the middle. Chairs on it.
The
Before
chair's
we-
too high for me. Can I have a booster?
You have a booster seat. It's a couple of phone books, coincidentally.
Before we do that,
We'll need those later.
having been a fine purveyor of
Interrogation.
prisons and prison systems,
Yeah.
would the guards up here have like a set of tools used to
I don't
enhance
think
the
Heimdall's show.
ability for interrogation?
Let them know.
Being that this is like, I accidentally had your chips. I'm sorry.
Corkscrews.
Thumb screws?
I know.
Those two.
I have a bottle of wine and some thumbs to deal with.
Look, if we're getting like we're talking about torturing somebody, you can torture somebody with a corkscrew. Let's be real here.
But I'm saying,
Confirm.
this church, or this group look fondly or downly against people doing that, or is it like just a par for the course is what you got to do?
Let's put it this way: it is not unfair.
Fantastic. I go to my room.
That's it.
Here's a question: in
I
the
am not
interrogation room, are there any drains in the floor?
There's also sort of everything leads towards the centre into a large bucket.
Get a bucket of water and explain. Wash the floors, boys.
How far ahead have they thought this through?
Everything's been lined with
Okay.
plastic.
Because if it's
Oh,
fine,
dear.
I will go to my room. I will get a
dear.
set of implements.
Oh dear.
Fine is not the term. It is. It has been done,
That's all
It's
I
sort
needed
of-
to hear.
brushed under, but not smiled upon. Like,
It's probably
And
not
I
the first.
I'm not
recourse.
super comfortable with actually role playing and advanced interrogation techniques.
It's probably not the
I put my
first.
pussy down on
recourse
it in the other
in
game.
Fine.
It's probably something they save for a.
That said, roughing someone up a bit, that's well within.
Also,
Ryan is well
also
down
the
to role-play
threat
being
of the
roughed
thing and not actually having to do it is, I guess the thing.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't,
still
I
do
don't
all
even,
my
I
stuff.
don't even know, like insane doppelgangers. Like, how does that even
I mean,
work?
the stuff that I've got basically is the drow equivalent of fluffy handcuffs, stuff like that. But for other people, it'd be quite scary.
No, just you have to find out if the doppelganger's into that or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
Okay, so you guys are having this fantastic conversation, and then you hear the sound of like chains coming along the hallway, and the door opens up, and two of the guards basically shove this what's currently in the shape of it's just looking down, like the dark hair just sort of hanging over the front of its face, and just sort of like it's walking like hands sort of they're chained across the front. The hands are down by the side, just like loosely hanging, and just walking
It's the
towards.
girl from the ring.
Why'd you
It
say
actually is. So
Why'd you
it's-
s-
I am
Why'd you
describing.
Why'd you say that, James?
So
Come the fuck up. As I see
Here's
this,
the problem now. If I publish this, anyone that listens to it is going to die in 7 days.
So the layout of the room.
just
What's the layout of the room? Sorry.
just as a piece of like when Leland sees the guards leading in the person you described, he's like, "Hey, idiots! We asked for the doppelganger. I don't even know who this is." Hang on. Never mind.
I like the fact that it took you a second to work that one out.
I was like,
But yeah, so dark hair hanging towards, and walking forwards like slowly, but no swing of the arms or anything like that. It's just like walking forward, and then the two guards just sort of push her down into a seat that's across the desk that's in the middle of the room, across from you guys. You guys on the other side of the desk. You've got any sort of implements or any paperwork or anything like that you want laid out in front of you. You can have the whole.
So say-
file
that's
ready
what,
to go.
what I was asking. The reason I'm
Probably
looking at the room.
doesn't
So
look
there's 3 chairs.
Yep.
A desk and then another chair on the other side of that
Yep.
desk. Okay, so what we'll do is once the cops put her in there, we'll say
And they the two chains that they've got them, each of them working on.
Yep.
So the things they tie them to they chain them to the desk. So she is.
It's a
cool.
cute.
But she's still. But when it does that, well, they're still currently standing. Then we'll tell them to go.
Hold on.
She also has metamorphic properties, so she could probably get out of the chain.
I was just gonna say, sort of pull the guards aside. I'm like, how you stopping her from shapeshifting?
Just going along with. We normally get some resistance. This one has completely given up. But the anti-magic is not stopping.
Oh, good. This is gonna be great, guys.
I don't think it's magic based.
Cool.
And now we're trapped in a small room with her.
We already beat her once.
And we're all fully armed.
And she's sort of sitting there, and so the hands are sort of, the chains are tight enough that they can she can't get them right up next to each other, but she does have some range of movement between the chain between the hands and the thing there, so she can move a little bit. And the whole time as soon as she sits down, she just starts tracing the shape of stars on the table.
Cool. So what I'll do is that I'll get up and I'll walk. I'll just walk behind her.
Get the sound of fingernails, steel top. It's like,
Oh, so it's not okay. It's just cool. I'll just walk behind her and just ready to go in case I need to do something. So she actually So there's not like dust and stuff on the table.
No,
She's
she's
just
just,
scratching.
just scratching with her fingernails against the steel. And after a short amount of time, you start to actually see like an actual scratch layer then put into the surface.
Some people can't hold their shit. What can I say?
I could eat some meat.
And she starts, for a second there, she's just like, scratches another star into the table, and then turns her head to the left, and just sort of whispers under her breath, and then sort of sits back up and just starts to.
Do I hear what she whispered?
Go for perception. You've got super wolf hearing, right?
I was just going to check what my. I don't know if my notes are gone anymore on this new thing.
That's the problem with stuff like the.
Notes, there we are. No allies. Key hearing and stuff. Yeah. That was just a perception. 19.
Okay, so you get a lot of sort of sub-language muttering, but you do get a couple of words like into the void, darkness, I can learn,
Into the void, darkness, and
learn,
I can learn.
and then back to.
So Leland pulls out his book and sort of puts it sharply on the table in front of him.
Okay, just like in front of like presenting to her.
No, just like putting it there in front of her, like in her eye line, but like not offering it to her or anything. Just dunk.
Puppet's gonna sidle closer to the comprehend leg.
Before what you heard was in as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
With some mutterings.
Yep.
Yeah.
You put the book down, and she sort of stops drawing the stars, and then just the head raises slightly to look directly at the book was placed, and then the head will sort of start to reach towards, and then pull firmly against the chains, just sort of with the book just out of reach.
And I'll just slowly like slide it off the table and put it sort of back in my thing.
And as soon as it's out of her eye line, she's like pulls her hand back towards her and back down again, and starts scratching.
I got a weird question. I know we're getting like sort of off page. Is there a mechanism for me pulling corruption points back out of somebody? Can there be?
There are mechanisms for dealing with this that I don't think are in your party anymore.
Was that the one that
God
didn't
damn it,
kill?
Kevo! That would have been funnier if I had a playing chess.
Just play someone from the other group.
Let's just start. I'll just get some highlight, put my hand over the shoulder and just laying down and say, "Tell us everything you know about the one who carries Kraven."
It's just like try to recoil from like the touch on there. It's like too much. I know. Too much.
How about
All of it. Everything.
We'll begin lightening the load and tell us talking makes everything feel better.
No, the voices. No. Talking. Always. Always in my brain. Why?
Because you haven't told us about Kraven. When you tell us about Kraven, the voices will go away.
I've got kind of a fucked up idea. What's the worst could happen? So I'm gonna walk over next to her, and I'm going to cast a spell, a cantrip you might be familiar with, name of Shock and Grasp.
Okay.
And touch the side of her head.
Oh, you guys go to basically like
Old school electroshock therapy.
See, I was just...
Okay.
I was
Do I have to
gonna
roll
make a good
save or you
cocktail
gotta roll a
bag.
hit or what's it? Oh wait. Shock and grasp?
Yeah,
Right there.
just to get her attention.
Roll that button. Roll it.
Do I? It's like a melee attack
It's
roll.
melee attack.
I imagine it's like just like tied up. Anyway,
They are currently wearing metal banding.
So that's advantage,
They have
then.
advantage.
I rolled a 19.
Alright.
So by many's.
I'm not going to worry about rolling the damage on this. I just want to make sure this actually landed. But it's just like, and it's like it's basically riding old Sparky essentially, and then sort of drops down, and it's like, nah.
Do we have your attention now?
Whew, that's a ride.
It'll work.
Seem to do a thing.
Cool. I'll
What
repeat
is-
the question. Tell us
Where am I?
Oh, you're in our custody.
Where is custody?
None of your concern.
No, I don't think we need to tell you. I think you need
And
to
she-
answer our questions.
She sort of looks up and looks at some of the torches on the walls like,
The sconces.
there's light here.
Well, your continued existence and the continuance of the light all hang on you answering our questions.
Look, we know about the crystals. We know about the smuggled shipments. We need you to tell us about Kraven.
Knowledge is dangerous.
We would have already checked. Just like confirming again. Like she's not wearing like the blue candle thing like the other ones were. Cool. We don't want an incident like last time.
Don't want the international incident.
We're all big boys here. We can, and girls, we can handle information, and you're going to tell us.
Roll perception while you're doing this.
And why do you keep making me roll perceptions? I gotta know it. It's an 11 passive perception.
You sort of looking at it, you see the dark hair that's hanging over there, like this starts to lighten. Like the actual long strands hang over her face, start to lighten, and then go to grey. And then she sort of leans back and looks you in the face, and the hair sort of pulls back, and you get like these dark veins, just like dark lines coming away from the edges of her eyelids off towards her cheek and forehead.
That's weird. Have we seen that anywhere before?
You guys see this as well. Roll wisdom.
Insight or wisdom?
Wisdom.
13.
17.
You've both seen similar on him.
I look like that? Ah. I gotta get some eyeliner or something.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when his first experience of the book? He had that look, or is that...
When I'm
When
messed
you
up
corrupted.
on corruption
This
points.
is when you messed up on corruption points.
You
guys don't know-
It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we just
What's
had to...
that?
You don't know why you've seen it, and you've seen him act peculiarly when this is going on, but I don't know whether you guys have knowledge of the inner workings. You know that every now and then he starts acting a little bit weird, but
Just figure that's normal wizard things.
It's weird magics. What are you gonna do? I might have left some weird magics in her when I was.
As far as
when I
I'm
was
aware, it's
fighting before.
mayfly magic. Who knows how it works?
Yeah, you don't need to trouble yourself with it.
she
I don't know.
starts twitching again, and like, and then hand starts to shake as she's like resisting, but starting to push towards the
Zap her
table,
again.
and starts to drag her finger heavily against the table to the point where like a line of spread blood starts to push against the table.
We could maybe try and get like a cleric of some kind to remove curse on her, maybe, or at the very least, negotiate that as an option. Because I can't imagine this can't be very pleasant for her. Let's ask her.
You'll
Shock
die.
and grasp.
Because she's holding onto the metal
Yeah.
table this time as well, so it's like coursed all the way through. It's like shaking her hand off, and you can see like the fingernail on that pointer finger is just starting to pull away.
Are you okay?
Nothing is okay. There's just darkness all around.
If you help us, we can make the darkness go away. All you have to do is tell us everything you know about Kraven.
It really is a good idea that you do that.
It's the best deal ever have. Or your world will just be darkness once again, and always be darkness.
You see her sort of try and reach up around for something that would have been hanging around her neck.
Oh, you don't have one of those. We know about the exploding necklace thing. You don't have to worry about that.
And she's like
Well, it's choked them. I thought it burned their heads off.
kind of
I think
both
it did both.
contracted. So yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
So the
International incident.
the gnome can't listen in, but other things.
We're cool. Don't worry. Don't worry about the drow. The drow's fine.
He's always learning. He's always writing things down in his books, keeping them on shelves. Everything filed, everything known, everything recorded.
She's crazy.
Where does he keep those
Role-playing
recordings?
crazy is so hard. This is so difficult, guys. This is hurting.
Where Why does he keep those recordings?
In his library.
Where's his library?
I don't think this is worth pursuing, guys. Let's get back to the Kraven thing.
Craven.
This is the Kraven.
Yes. The Kraven writes stuff, puts it in his library. Where's his library?
Correct. Just aside. How long was she like lucid from the first shocking grasp?
A few minutes.
A few minutes. Okay.
And then started to regress.
Would protect. It's can be charmed, frightened, open.
Give it a shot.
You could always try it.
I need her to be willing.
Oh.
I have another option as well. I could cast suggestion. I'm going to cast suggestion. I'm just
That's
going
a will
to
save
do it. It's not a thing. Yeah, it's a will save.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail against that.
18.
Oh yeah, that was a fail.
I'm going to do it telepathically.
Uh-huh.
So voice in their head.
Okay.
I read about this sort of thing, like
Yeah.
because it's just telling them something, and it's going to be,
Is it a one-way?
and it's telling her to tell you should tell them what they want to know. They'll help you.
The telepathic link, is it one-way?
Yeah.
And she sort of like sits back and like sort of glaze over for a second, putting this through, and then blinks slightly and looks over to you and is like,
Oh,
What can
I cast the spell. Sorry.
what can I do to help you?
Tell us where Kraven's library is, and tell us everything you know about Kraven.
I'm not sure about Craven having a library.
He said he said the gnome. So
No. The one with the library is not the gnome. So, I'm sorry. There's another presence just in my head.
tell us about Kraven.
What do you want to know about him?
What do we
Where
want
is
to
he?
know about him?
Where is he? Who currently possesses?
Who is
Right.
he? Where is he?
Yeah. So who is he
Where
right now?
where were you sending the crystals to?
When is he?
The crystals, they were being shipped to mountains within this country. We are in the Northlands, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
they were being shipped from docks in Londinium to a location on the western shores.
Gonna need a name.
There was a
Name, landmark,
Contact number.
amount of Starbucks per street.
That doesn't nail anything down.
23. That could be anywhere.
Oh god, good.
They're going to a location. I'm not entirely sure where, but within the Anteri Mountains. They're close to the western shore. There's a dock, a private dock, like a dock, hidden amongst cliff sides. I know them as they're called Blood Cliffs. I've not seen them, but that's the name I've heard.
Would I know of the Blood Cliffs?
Roll for nature or survival or wisdom. I'll take any of those. Whichever one.
Just
you want.
roll a dice and add a number to it.
I'll add 20 to that. Oh, that's actually not bad.
You rolled a 19.
Okay.
It's still
Blood Cliffs are a point on the western shore. It's a set of high sea cliffs that actually have a iron deposit towards the top, and the iron, as it's been hit with the salt water, has just had like rusted rust running down the side, and it actually looks like blood running down the side of the stone. So it's a known
Like the Red Cliffs of Dover.
Yes. But yeah,
so. I'll just
They-
make sure I know of that with my
they're a long thing. They're a good few miles long of coastline, but that's a location to work off.
Yep, that's it all.
And it is the sea side. It is the ocean side of the country as well. It's not within any of the fjords.
Fjords.
So
Okay, let's see.
if someone was going to smuggle in, it would be a way of doing it. Not too far from those cliffs, it does start to head to mountainous regions. So basically, cliffside. Then you got a small area of sort of like flatter plateau area. Then it starts heading into higher peaks, which is the Altari Mountains. That I mean.
Just as an aside, does that sound like the kind of place similar to where we ended up when we jumped through that portal
Into
that
those
time.
mountains.
You went into high mountains with snow.
So
Mountains as well.
possible.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah, that was the bit where Kevo killed that person.
Brought them alive. Brought them back to life. Saved their life.
And then threw him off a cliff.
I mean, it's also where you got bitten by a werewolf, but like, whatever.
I don't know, just
Pick your memories. Yeah. You were in a set of mountains at that time.
Yep.
Whether it was these mountains or not, that would be a hard sell. It's like,
But with that, I should be able to track that down pretty quick. So that's pretty good. Okay. So I know where they're going.
Who hired you? Who hired you? Sorry, I said that wrong the first time.
the little one you see, the one you were calling Kraven, he has a way of finding people that are. He found me when I was just picking pockets and fencing items within markets, but saw the talent that I had for. He picked up the orc and was on death's door, bleeding out at a ransacked campsite. Everyone else in his party was dead or had fled into the night.
Nice.
Think of this.
He couldn't have been more than moments away from death, judging by that scar.
Ah, yeah.
But his life was spared, and his service was acquired somewhat, maybe less than willing. I had my part in that. But he's also a resourceful one. He has a way of convincing people of his legitimacy, even.
I wonder what that's like.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, he talked his way into being a sheriff in a town that didn't know him from Adam.
Well, being an orc, jeez.
That makes it especially skillful.
Racism is so ugly. Do you know where Kraven is now, or
He's
where he's been?
where
That was a really bad question.
he gets everywhere. I don't know how he does it. He's in Londinium with me one day, and the next thing I hear, 2 days later, he's near the Nile, picking up supplies there.
Well, I'm fairly certain we know how he's getting around.
It's like he can teleport or something.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, because he does portals.
I have to wonder whether it's just the same guy or whether he has a network of people all claiming to be him.
Interesting theory.
It's the only way I can explain him getting around.
Yeah. There are ways.
Not that I've used.
But you're not a wizard like some of us are.
Not that they know
Is
that
there anything
because we
else?
brought them through. Actually, we
Oh,
took
yeah.
them through the lake. They don't
He
know
starts
that.
sort of like leaning forward a little bit more, and like the hair starts to sort of drop from behind the ears and starts across her face again. She starts to lean forward and it's like,
Do we want to explore the cliff thing? Do we need to ask?
The cliff thing seems like a good lead. Seems like a good next place to go.
I think it's probably the only lead we've got right now because I don't know how much they're going to be able to tell us. Like, he probably is very well.
Yeah. It could be worth...
Let's like, is there some specific? If there's some specific questions that we really need to ask, we've got a lead to go have a look there.
I think it seems like... We never even got her name. It seems like Doppelganger gave us all the information we need to know and sort of even cleared up the Kurtz thing as well.
I mean,
Unless you want to just like beat the hell out of Kurtz for old time's sake.
He's in confines.
we could just like open that door, we can just put you in that door, close that door,
Mad dog.
walk away, come back 20 minutes later, and if he's happened to slip into a blender, and so be it. Accidents happen. But do we want to maybe drill the doppelganger on?
Times tables.
Yeah, I guess a bit more information in regards to.
Well, she's currently descending back in madness.
Well, that's what.
Yeah, she is slipping back.
Right, that's why I'm just talking like that because it's going insane. So we could, talking to her about.
She starts sort of mumbling under her breath again. And starts like whisper mumbling.
If I shock her again,
Still
that little
Yeah,
whammy I put on her will go
So-
away.
They ask so many questions. What?
I don't think
Knowledge.
we need. I think the librarian thing was like the ramblings of a mad person. I don't think we really need to delve into that.
The knowledge they ask so much. Lord, what do I do? Do I teach them? I can't teach them. There's too much. There's too much knowledge. Too much.
Can you extract a contact now at the Bloodstone Mountains? While we know where to go, it's still a relatively large place. Having a specific person to go to would make our lives easier.
You want me to detect thoughts on the crazy person?
I do. I think it'd be like, wearing a nice warm blanket,
Yeah. Alright. Shocking. Again. Sorry about this. You understand, though.
Every time that you do that, it's like knocking fog back momentarily.
You're welcome.
It doesn't last, though.
Well, that's cool. Hold on a second.
Knowing that this fog will come back is torturous.
Oh, we can't have that now, can we?
We told you we'd help you. We can get a cleric in here like as soon as we're done.
Clerics know nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
right.
fair. But they're good with curses. Whatever. So about that contact that you had in the mountains. What do you know?
Just need a name.
Just need a name. Just need a name for the person that you talk to. And as I'm asking that question, I'm going to detect thoughts.
Okay.
It's gonna be bad, guys. It's gonna be bad.
So you're going in and not us.
Okay. She answers verbally, as you. They're delivered to an old formerly abandoned smuggler dock. Like the ships that they're sent on are they're not the ones that take it directly to. The stuff gets shipped to the locations that they were going to be going to, and then the stuff is forwarded on. So I don't. The little gnome is very good at covering his trails, but I'm also good at finding.
Have you found any names?
I think. I'm trying to think of the name.
Tick tock, fogs are coming.
This is better than any kind of torture that we could have come up with.
It's
People
pretty
that torture themselves.
bad. Hadric.
Hadric the...
That's the name I know. He's based. I think he's based in the.
Cool, we'll just go to the Smuggler's Cove and just randomly ask people around for somebody named Hadric. That works.
What were you driving for the?
I don't know, I was like asking the question and then the springs to their mind and then detect thoughts and catch it.
Okay.
But if I'm I already said I was detecting thoughts, so I guess I'm in there.
Yep. So you're in there. You're as you're sort of poking around looking for what's sort of popping up when you're asking the question, you do get she's genuinely trying to find the name. You can. It's kind of like watching a whole pile of different composites go past and matching up eyes, a whole pile of eyes swing through, and then it sets on one, and then a whole pile of hairstyles and then it locks into place, and then another one is as she's trying to put together the information of this person, that whether that's actually a physical description of them or it's just a interpretation of trying to remember a name. You couldn't be sure, but it does seem like that pause while she's trying to think of the name was genuine. She was trying to think of.
Okay.
While you're sort of digging around, though, you feel that fog. You can feel it around, and it is dark. It is thick oil smoke.
Like going home?
That was sad, really, for us. But yeah, you can feel it. It's a little bit. I don't know. You guys been playing any of the battle royales at all? But it's the PUBG or the Fortnite thing. It's just every now and then it's just sort of closes in a little bit closer. You just feel it as you're probing around in there, this fog just every now and then just encroaches and just limits the amount of cogent space that you've got there.
Are we personifying this? Are we doing astral forms in a thing? Because I'm sort of I'm imagining sort of going up to the edge of it and sort of poking in there just to see what's going on.
It's if you poke at it,
yeah,
it's viciously cold.
And very familiar, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're getting the familiarity.
Interesting.
Have a name, have a place.
Was that actually seeing an image of a face then, or was that not?
It was. You never. It's kind of trying to wake up in the morning and remember the faces of people you dreamed of.
That's beautiful, man.
It's
You got the sensation that you were trying to remember something that was never really completed, but the information was spoken. You've got Hadric.
You okay, James?
Yeah, I'm just reading things. So.
Yeah, so Hadric in the Smuggler's Cove in the Blood Cliffs.
With the candlestick.
Near the Altari Mountains. I'm just saying these over and over again, so they get locked into this brain.
I guess
Cool, it's all getting put on the internet anyway.
I guess as the fog starts to, looks like she's about to.
Yeah, and you can sort of see it sort of real time as well. Yeah, as that fog closes in, you've also still got a sense of your own self outside of this mind probing, and you can see her sort of slouch
Oh, it's coming back, guys.
Because we've said this now a couple of times. As it's starting to look like she's about to revert back, I'll say, "Don't worry, there'll be some hope. We'll get you out of this." As she goes into it.
Which you sort of feel that last little sliver of it. It's kind of like just one single sunbeam down inside, like fog encroaching over, and that
Such
gets
a good person.
that gets taken over. And the last thing you sort of hear as you jump out before getting taken out by this as well is just the and then yes.
All right. When we're done, I'll bang on the door to get the guards.
Mhm.
Do the guards rock up?
Yeah.
I'll tell them to lock her away in the darkest dungeon. She's gone. There's no hope. We've got everything we need.
Yeah, they come in there sort of under the chains as she, cooperatively sort of stands up and just does that whole slouched over walk with the bindings.
Let's go to the boy. It's so sad.
Jesus Christ, man!
Drow.
Oh wow! Oh my God!
Are you gonna step in on this one? That's in character as well. It's like you're gonna maybe make good on that cleric promise we made to the evil doppelganger.
Oh yeah, tug on the robes of one of the guards to make them lean down to me, and then whisper cleric.
Nice. And there's like, and he sort of looks at you. Okay.
No rush. Don't rush precious resources.
Yeah, they sort of lead her off, and where do you want to go from there?
Shall we go on an adventure?
We can take the
Do
carpet
so
and
love
fly.
adventures.
We can take the carpet.
How far away is? Obviously we'll go and report all that back to Roth
Rotha?
guy.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Roth guy.
Trample over this rich narrative, this tapestry of characters that I reeled out for you. I forget most of their names as well.
Is Sigrid still in town? Would she be
She-
interested in knowledge on Kraven that we've gleaned from?
What's she gonna do for us? Look, I'm sick
The
of
same
doing.
thing she's always done for
I'm
us,
sick.
nothing.
I'm sick of being this whipping boy for the Valkyries. When's she gonna make good on her end of the bargain? Do we have a bargain with her? I don't remember the bargain.
I think it's just that she was big and strong and scary.
Yes, that's a good point.
And
And
oh so
really
subtle.
impressive looking. Yeah, her stealth was just through the roof. She really carried the team on the stealth run.
I'm just like, why are we running around doing work for her? It's not like she's giving us magic items. She could give us magic items.
I think she's some sort of like pinata, or
Yes. Let's hit her.
I don't know what that word means, but okay. Is that a thing that gives magic items to people that help them?
she's a person.
If
All
you,
right, I'm not the one throwing around racial slurs here.
Actually, from what we've worked out, if we kill some
Pinata's a racial slur.
Well, so far every time you have killed
In
someone, you've
fiction,
gotten
Leland
Yeah.
doesn't know what a pinata is, so okay.
he brings up a good point. Every time we've killed someone so far, they've provided a magic item.
That's a good point.
That was your point.
That's what you said.
Say anything, I'm mute.
That is not true.
He's mostly mute.
Slow down, chatty Cathy.
I'm mute to you.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk to
So mean.
Kurtz, or you happy just to let him squalor?
Whoa. I think you two should talk it out and deal with your, resolve your differences.
Talk
In
about,
like some sort of field
or
of battle.
you can start,
Where people
planning.
may or may not decide to place bets.
or you can start planning a trip to the Red Cliffs. Oh, so Blood
How
Cliffs.
far away is the Blood Cliffs?
You're looking at about 100 miles.
How fast is your carpet?
Depends how heavy you are.
I think combined weight's going to be more than 200 pounds.
Okay, then it's 40 feet.
per 6 seconds. So you're traveling.
So we could almost walk that fast.
Yeah, but you really
It's
wanna walk.
it's a fast.
Not really.
It's a fast walk,
You
but-
can walk, you can sit.
and it's also like, winterish
Nothing like being up high in the sky during winter.
Fly.
in the northern.
Well, actually,
Northern
heat,
nice
heat
breeze.
rises, so surely it's nice and warm up there.
Get a blanket.
That's how it works, right?
You can get some blankets.
I've often found the higher I climb up in mountains, the warmer it gets.
All this hot weather snow.
We probably should at least drag Kurtz into the interrogation room because I think Ryan might have prepared something for it.
No. I genuinely haven't.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a bother then.
Then fuck him.
No, let's
But-
do it. Let's our ad lib a torture scene. Let's go.
Oh god.
Ooh, duh.
Well, I don't know how I came in.
Yeah, if you guys
Lamp oil, lamp oil.
Here I am stuck
that'll
in
keep
the
you warm
middle
on the
with
fly.
you.
Yeah. I'm sitting there, I was like, fuck, I know where this is from, but it's killing me.
Tinderbox.
I got 10 torches in my kit. Torches, not tortures.
No, we only have 3 of those.
But yeah,
So to Eric.
Eric.
Hrothgar.
Hrothgar.
So just reporting what you know, or is
Yeah.
he holding anything back? Is you...
I would never, and we would never, ever think of holding anything back to the captain.
That might be true as a collective, but you probably want to.
Excuse me, I find these slurs offensive.
I'm not going to mention anything about the librarian stuff.
Okay.
I absolutely 100% will.
I'm just not going to mention anything.
That's probably easy to just tell me when you do mention something.
No, I think this was also in character shit. That's just the ramblings of a mad thing.
He did say mountains.
Actually, on that,
You want to
Hi.
no, I'd have no reason to.
help anyone, though?
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, except for myself.
Yeah,
And you, if
correct.
it suited my needs. And
It doesn't.
him suited my needs. Oh,
It
you're
never
right.
does.
I can do stuff.
You can.
Mm.
That's not true. I see it as a blade of body armor.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
fair.
see?
That's
Um,
a talent.
I was going to ask, but when they talked about the live and stuff like that, to see if he had any reaction during that scene, but I would have no reason to be really looking at his reaction because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you would have.
No, that's
Well,
why
you're
nothing
also
to go off.
curious about him after the journey back.
Yeah, I know.
Start making that
I
connection
know he's
between
lying, but I don't know what he's lying about.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't know anything about that. So I wouldn't
Okay.
be.
it's a mystery.
I know he went and did something. He's not telling us, but I don't know what that is.
There's nothing to worry about, guys. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. You want to do some magic? You want to see a magic trick? Minor illusion of bunny.
It's Craving.
Never really got the hang of minor illusion.
There's grays marked across the side of it. That's right, because you did the sickly, horrible bird as
That
well.
was the best.
Intentionally bad bird. Okay. So,
I like to think that, like, if he's seriously concentrating on it, he can do a decent minor illusion. But, like, when he's just, like, showing off and doing something dumb like that, he's more concentrating on this.
yep.
And so it's coming out as
It really shows the level of effort
wrong.
put in.
It's more about the show, less about the product.
That's Leland's whole business
Right,
plan.
Pretty much.
Do I make preparations to head off then? 'Cause what's the time of day right now?
Yeah, heading into the afternoon. You've had a fun-filled day, but
Well, I mean, like, here's the other thing, is that we're reporting to
Yeah.
to Hrothgar, and, like, I imagine he's the one that's going to tell us whether we're going off to do that or not, right?
oh no, he
Or is he giving us latitude to go?
essentially he's like,
This is our
this is your
investigation.
yeah, exactly that. He's like, this is your investigation. Follow the leads as I see fit. You have our full support
Cool.
because shit be fucked up, yo.
All
You're
right.
the only ones crazy enough to do this.
I'm not crazy. I took care of that.
Oh, yeah.
Actually accurate.
I got a stamp now.
Do you, it's like, do you have a certificate saying you're sane? Because I do.
Yeah, I guess we'll tell Sigrun, I guess.
She is elated that you have information pointing in the direction of
of where Kraven could be.
Is she as elated at the prospect of coming?
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising.
Oh,
actually.
we weren't offering that.
What are you gonna do for us? This has been a very one-way relationship up to now. Is all I'm saying, Sigrun.
We find all the stuff out for you.
You just disappear into vapor when we get to Londinium.
You make it really hard to travel places.
Trying to keep a low profile, and you're all glowing and covered in.
Look, nothing wrong with you being you, but sometimes if you could not be you, it would also be helpful.
Or if you're gonna be you could at least give us cool shit to make up for the detriment that we're taking for helping you out along the way.
Because of you, 2 of our party members left.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, huh?
I can offer assistance in battle. I have the capacity to heal, somewhat.
So, what's
This
this
whole time
healing?
she
What's
was a
this
healer.
healing you speak of?
Well, there's a certain holy folk. There's us, my order of paladins. There's also some clerics can heal as well.
No, clerics don't heal. I've never met a
I
cleric
said
that
some
heals.
clerics.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that.
There's known to be some rangers that can actually heal more effectively than most clerics.
Yeah, this is just me rousing Sigrun in character, but just like, maybe if you want to like pull your weight this time and not just sit over there glowing at every opportunity, maybe you can come along and help us with this investigation.
And I'm all for that, but you could also subtly pull your weight. Like be in the shadows, not as bright.
Unfortunately, me being in the shadows is
They're not shadows after that.
Yeah.
They're more just
it's more of a former.
corners.
I'm talking more metaphorically, like, you don't have to be as bright. You can...
Have you got
You got a dimmer switch? Like, is there something behind your armor? Can we just, like... You just can't reach it. I'm happy to just...
Do you want me to? Do you need me to look? Possibly.
Look.
Oh, I could help. That's all I'm saying. If there's a dimmer switch you need help finding.
Something like this. I'll just cast darkness on.
Somehow she still glows.
That's what I'm wondering.
And she's like, because you could see through it.
Yeah.
She's like groping around in the darkness, trying to. But from within the you basically have like this dark orb. You guys can see it as well.
Do you guys see light?
Orb of just absolute darkness. Faintest hint of grey in the centre of it. Just
Can't even do darkness right. I'll uncast it.
That was horrifying.
Really? You got that home?
I like how when we first met Sigrun, it was all like, this Valkyrie, all impressive and stuff. And now, like, one adventure with her, and we're just like, what the fuck is this thing?
I'm just holding my head in my hands totally.
I can provide assistance if you want, but I would very much like to be able to come.
Oh, all right.
She has a flying horse. You can't stop her.
On. It's true. However, we are going to a place where someone of your character and stature would attract unwelcome attention.
Can't
It
sit
would
with
make
us,
this-
is what we're saying.
So,
Make this
It's
far
very
more
racially
difficult than it
based.
needs to be.
Racial discrimination.
would
at
you
its
suggest some
finest.
sort of disguise or something?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you be this guy?
Actually, girl, we can do such a great makeup course.
Makeover. She's like,
Shopping montage.
I'm
Looking out
thinking-
at the change rooms turn.
I'm thinking.
And we're all...
Getting loser with.
shaking,
Like,
like arms folded, like shaking heads, like nope. comes out next one is like red jacket, long tails, top hat.
Even brighter somehow.
You
Three
look,
cuts later.
you look like if hepatitis were a person.
Comes out in, like, chainmail and rags.
I'm thinking less holy zealot, more person who probably wants to mug you in the alleyway for money.
I could probably get something out of like the evidence lockers.
Yeah, we would have. That look would probably be in there.
And she disappears for a little bit, then comes back out and
It's actually Hannah's clothes.
Oh, that's where they went.
we're really tight fitting because remember she's like 7 foot tall and you're 5
5
foot.
foot.
So everything's like.
Showing extra
Just
skin.
locked in place. The
She comes out and
fact that you got into all that leather though is quite impressive.
It's just
So much talcum powder.
just strapped over the top of this gleaming silver breastplate. Like, no.
Bucket of water.
These, she comes out. She's wearing this sort of like an oiled cloth sort of cloak over the top of her stuff. She's basically put on like a whole pile of like beggars' clothes and street urchin clothes, pieces like that. Yet somehow still makes them look ornate in the process. But it's a marked improvement.
Valkyries, am I right?
As she's sort of like
Just
walking out, it's
still
just
in
like brushing down the front, like trying to undo some of the muck that's on the front of this.
No. Walk up and go something on the floor. Go. No, the muck makes it work.
Prestidigitation to sort.
It's like it feels like my skin is crawling. What is?
You get used to it.
That's the lice.
How do people live so unclean? It's just like.
I wouldn't call you mayflies do living, but
But
Well, yeah, aren't Valkyries immortal anyway?
I don't know. Are they?
Like Asimars are probably like.
they're celestial based.
Long live.
They're
Okay.
long living, but yeah.
But they're the clothes of a mayfly, though. Probably.
But so where are we heading? What's the plan?
The Blood Cliffs. You know the Blood Cliffs?
The
You ever been to
Ontario
the Blood
Mountains.
Cliffs?
A few times.
Yeah, we're going to the Blood Cliffs.
What's
Go.
the
Oh,
she can
by the
direct
way,
us.
we're not leaving till tomorrow, so you actually got dressed up for nothing. But now it's just good to know that you can change.
Oh, thank God! It's just like, and basically like you see like this shower of like cloth and rags go over the air. It's just like,
Because if it's
Like
100 miles,
cigarette.
if it's 100 miles,
Yeah.
it'll take like 40 minutes to probably take 5-6 hours. I don't know.
well, it
But
depends which way you want
Transit
to do this.
time.
You can
If
go.
we
By,
go-
you can charter a boat. You can take your various
Carpet.
flying implements, like
Ooh,
carpet, and she
a
can
boat. I've got to claim some expense.
do. You do have that, right? Okay. But yeah,
Can I see that receipt?
Are you talking to me now?
For the receipt. Receipt?
No, I'll take care of it. Don't you worry about it.
This is like triple the amount of words spoken in 6 months, just in that one sentence. It's just the same word
Receipt?
over and again. Oh,
Yes, I'll get the receipt taken care of.
again, he is a reverse Pokemon.
Don't worry, we'll have the money that we rightfully deserve soon.
But yeah, how do you plan to get there? Because that will vary up on how things go.
It would. Can the magic carpet even take?
You can take up to like 500, 400 pounds.
Can we all fit comfortably on it?
I'm just saying, like, I'm about 100. I think my carrot's about 100 pounds.
That's quite light.
It is, but
All
then
those
there's also,
bones.
but
Only
there's three
half
of us.
my bones are whole.
Roughly about the same. There's 300, and Tanky McTank is probably
Well, she's got her own.
She got a flying
Yeah, she
horse.
has a
that's right.
She has basically a Pegasus.
nothing
Just
screams
need to
suddenly
find-
like people flying into the Bloodstone Mountains.
You
on a
can
magic
land
carpet with a
outside
flying
of the
horse.
range and then just walk in. You don't have to like rock up on the docks and like, hey, like we arrived on a carpet.
Although we might have to explain how we.
Well, then what's the
arrived.
point in riding in on a carpet if we don't do that?
It's just the dog.
That's the whole point of getting a Honda. People are supposed to know that you have a Honda.
Why is it always a Simpson quote?
Well, if everything's based on the dogs, maybe it would be better.
I'm actually thinking that as well. Before we decide on that, I can just say, I'll just say when I'll find out the best way to get there, and then I'll go off on a little jaunt later on.
Anyone else want to do anything before that? Because we can jump to that next up if you guys want to basically like get your kit together if you want to sort your bit out next.
I'm all good. I don't really have anything.
Anything at all? Don't want to just say hello to your 3D friend, just like pop him out, as like, hey buddy,
And he just goes like,
and then call back
he
in.
just taps the thing.
No,
So
he's got to think about what he did for a while.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Using my knowledge of the local interpreters of the
You
Love
basically
it,
use your
Underhook?
underworld contacts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will use my reliable and trustworthy contact to access the layers onto a network of other criminals.
Yes.
Basically, I'll just leverage on that to see if I know someone who's gone there before, and see if I can just briefly chatting.
Okay. This contact meets you in an alley in a similar sort of way that I think we did this before, where you basically just hang around in a certain area, and eventually someone sort of passes by and like sort of taps like the back of your hand or the back of or the side of your shoulder in a particular way, knowing that they want to pass a message, and then they'll come back through, and once you've basically given the all clear and converse with you,
Yep.
like, so what were you chasing, friend?
I want to know the best way, the most subtle way of getting into Bloodstone Mountain.
The cliffs.
The cliffs. What's the cliffs?
What do you want to go there for? The smugglers' docks have been years.
I've heard it's particularly beautiful this time of year.
Well, the rains get the blood flowing.
That's right. You know, Astral, the sight of blood.
He gives you a sort of a look like he's trying to work out whether you're genuine or not, whether you actually are prone to enjoying the sight of blood, or whether you're just saying a thing. But
I will give you no clue to whether I'm joking or not.
He pauses for a moment and is like, I guess that's okay. But
It's probably something you don't really want to find out.
oh, believe me, you've got me quite intrigued now. But be around. Meet me near the docks in about an hour, and I should have.
As always, thank you.
He sort of gives you a nod, and then he's into the shadows.
I too disappear into the shadows in front of his eyes.
About an hour passes. You make your way down to the docks.
I will be actually I will offer being stealthy and
Okay.
shit. Yeah. A natural 20.
Fair enough. You get down to the docks, and no one's seen you before in their life.
I've literally erased myself.
You make it down there, and it's been a while since you've been down here, a few months at least, with all the bits and pieces that are going on. But some of your first adventures that we played
That's right.
were
Kicking down the door.
down this way. You pass one section where there's, there was a warehouse that you guys, discovered was a smuggling ring, and you can see it's boarded up, and there's signage around basically with the Heimdall insignia on it across the doors and windows, just basically saying that it's not looked after anymore, but it was a crime scene. Hasn't been reopened since, or at least doesn't appear to be from the outside. But you head down towards the actual docks, and as you head towards the third pier, you see just near one of the mooring points, your friend is just sort of sitting there leaning up. He's like, "You really just took that full hour, didn't you?"
I guess that's so old. Basically, like as he's sitting there just doing the thing, I'll just literally just appear next to him.
He's like, ooh. So yeah. So it turns out there is the occasional ship that still goes through there.
Really? I'm surprised.
Business there that way is sort of shut down for quite some time. They got raided a few times, and people found it was a bit of a hot spot, and there has been very little, or as far as I was aware, no activity there for 5 or 6 years at least. But obviously, someone's found that the heat's off the area, and business is starting to roll back up there. So I'll be intrigued to see what's going on out there. If you want to let me know what's happening out there after your sightseeing tour.
I'll just smile at that. As always, this information goes and flows both ways.
Looking forward to when that happens. But one ship will be leaving for there tomorrow afternoon, towards the evening. They tend to go under the cover of darkness. It will take a few days, but you should be able to pay your way on there as long as you don't cause too much trouble to the captain and his crew. You should make it to the other end alive.
And where is the captain and the crew?
Oh, they're drinking, but the boat is down, and he points to this dark-sailed, pretty rough-looking two-mast boat down the far end of the docks. It's like, be down there, just after the sun sets. Tell him I sent you, and he should let you on.
And this will cost us
The standard, a share of what you're making out of this.
They know we make nothing out of this.
That's not strictly true.
But a share.
Okay.
And you know full well that a share.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. That number is kind of on a case-by-case situation. If it ends up being a really shitty situation that you've ended up putting these guys in, that number goes up.
What would the average be?
500.
I will then go, thank you very much. I'll head back.
Just take it out of petty cash.
Pretty much what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Or like... Yeah, okay, I can't remember how it ended. The whole setting up the end of the drug ring in Londinium thing.
I've got, I've got to sample the drugs. I have a contact in Londinium. So once I get the drugs, say, interested in basically kind of... I can set that up.
You
so
could just continue to set that up with this crew.
Yeah.
And this port, this unregulated abandoned port.
However, the problem with that is that we're constantly being looked at. So even if I do these conversations clandestinely, it can still be traced back. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just did it just to get information.
Well, no, you can continue to set it up as a part of this thing.
You are going to a smuggler's dock that everyone thinks is abandoned.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That takes in shipments from...
there's also an old man that hands out magical coins that seems to know exactly what we're all doing.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
And while he's being relatively quiet about other misadventures, there may be a line that we haven't crossed yet.
Setting up a drug trafficking ring might be one of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
lines.
you know, that might be one of the lines.
It was a lead.
Distorting
It was a lead.
the law slightly in the process of enforcing it. That's one thing. Actively flaunting.
See,
You mean setting up a criminal enterprise in the police station is something that would be frowned upon? You haven't been watching the news, right?
Oof.
Too real? Too
A
real.
little bit.
Yeah.
Because then half of them end up being politicians. One involved in one in charge of immigration.
Yeah.
Impeach for...
So with that,
And then I got real sad.
oh yeah, everything sucks.
This is all your fault, Genie.
Look what you've done.
Look what you've done.
From inside the body here.
No music in the bottle. You hear me? Really mean to the Genie. I don't know
Why are you so
I don't
aggressively?
know where this is coming from.
Maybe the whole
Maybe the whole not giving me wishes thing.
That's some real anger issues with Shaq.
Look at me.
But he gave us that glorious cat gift.
Wait, was that from that? No. What is that actually from?
He wasn't in that many movies. We should better narrow this down. However that
It's
said,
probably from an ad.
It probably was mad.
once I get back, I will go to the captain.
Oh, Captain, my
Captain,
Captain.
my captain. I guess I'll kind of fill him in.
Uh-huh.
I'll go to you guys. What we need to do when I catch this boat, because it'll be the best kind of way to go in there.
Bonza.
Maybe the flying horse lady can fly separately.
Yeah.
So I got some passage secured. Then I'll go to the captain. Is he in his...
Housekeeping.
No.
No.
You just walk in. It's like, here's a requisition form for some more lemon pledge. Harder. What can I do for you?
I need some money. I'll leave it as that and walk out. You will give it to me. I'm going to need about... So, we didn't touch on this before. It was hectic and busy. And there was the whole Fred not appearing out of the portal thing. We're all very, very worried and concerned for his well-being. But, luckily, that resolved itself. Anyway, we had some expenses on our previous trip that need to sort out. Here's a receipt. And we're also going to need some money for this next little adventure of ours. I've secured passage to where we need to go. A considerable sum of money that we just don't have.
Right, how much are we talking? How much is on the thing?
Oh, I can't remember.
I don't think it was big numbers.
It wasn't.
I'm going to say it was like 80 gold or something like that. It wasn't.
Oh, I think it was a bit more than that. I think it was for passage.
It was a long time ago.
It was. I should start doing
It's going to take a while, just kidding.
Okay.
X amount of gold.
Yeah.
But but we're probably going to need, with my experience of these sorts of things, probably 500 gold for this next trip.
500.
That
You
is,
chartered something quite...
we're going to a clandestine place with people who accept a cut in what we're doing. There is no cut in what we're
and
doing.
he sort of sits back in his chair and puts his hands behind his head. He's like, right.
Now we're doing this, of course,
Oh, you don't...
in the course of justice.
You don't need to explain that. I understand. My concern is funneling too much money directly into criminal circles.
If it makes you feel any better, most likely how these things go, there'll be a few less of them at the end of it.
But you got to start the swinging tactic.
That's right. Yeah,
And
I
then
was
you
trying to
told me
remember the
look
name
at
of the-
tactics for grenadiers.
was that sorry?
You wanted me to check tactics.
But
I think it was a couple hundred. I was
Did you know
thoughtful.
Sigrun was Heidi's aunt?
great aunt.
I don't,
She is.
I don't think I was there for that.
That's when Sigrun first sort of
Yeah,
got to
like
back to the...
there was a session there that I missed, and I
Yeah.
think that was cool.
Yeah, she's a distant... What was it, like an older relative, but actually looks younger than Heidi.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Does Heidi
Sigrun...
have a complex?
No, she's... Basically, Sigrun still looks the same age to Heidi that she did when Heidi was a child. And Heidi is quite a bit older looking than Sigrun. Sigrun still looks in her early 20s. So
With the
your
captain's-
mayfly comments
With the cat.
don't land very well on her.
That's why I changed it to Lumberfoot.
Sorry, I'm just picturing Leland being like, "You guys sisters."
Are you her mother talking to Heidi?
So as he's voicing his concerns,
Like
I can-
it's
I
both
can-
like a compliment and
I
a
can front
total
the money.
neg on.
But you need to be able to get at least a good portion of it back to us. I understand some of it lost.
here's
We'll bust up their criminal organisation after we're done with all this anyway.
these things and these people, fluid, situations change. So while I can make that promise, I cannot guarantee that I can keep that promise. So how about, surely there's some way to do some sort of magic spell on that money so it makes it easily identifiable. Therefore, when you know it's being spent or being used around the place, you can easily get it back and maybe even catch a few of those bad people in the process.
I like the way you're thinking. That's a good plan. When do you need it by? Because this will take us a little while to get the...
Oh, the boat leaves tomorrow evening?
Okay. Check back in with me tomorrow afternoon before you pack up to head up down there, and I should have it ready for you. But that's a really good idea.
And I can just go see Margaret and Petty Cash for this one? I'm assuming it's going to be a Margaret.
There was always none.
There's always it's either in HR or Petty Cash.
Karen from finance. So, you just, let me handle this, and I'll get that sorted out by the time you are.
Greatly appreciated.
But yeah, we'll probably call it 2, and that'll be.
I think it was around there.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
reasonable.
about like, yeah. Cool.
But yeah, unless you guys want to do anything else, we can flash forward that sort of time and yeah, pretty much that. So yeah, you head back through, meet him in the, meet Captain Rother. Yeah, so mid-afternoon, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. He hands over 2 packets, one being the enchanted coins, and the other one being the 200 for the reimbursement for the previous one.
Excellent.
Don't
Also
mix
enchanted.
them up.
It's okay, they're all enchanted.
And he's like, these coins here, the strength of the enchantment's really low. Because we didn't want it to show up too brightly if people went and actually studied these.
Detect magic.
And if you're doing that, you do get some. There is a faint light there, but it's not.
I would have clicked this money without these two.
Okay, but the enchantment's power. So like, don't.
Well, I've got a little tattletale floating around now. He's starting to.
I'm cool though. You know I'm cool.
These coins will show up more and more powerfully the more you put together. So it's kind of like a critical mass and everything like that. So if someone goes and spends a decent amount of this cash in a single hit, that'll be more detectable than individual coins.
Like I said, if we can recollect them, return them, fantastic.
My suggestion: split it up into smaller packages while you're handling it. Even if you have to give it to the captain in smaller, give it to your ship master, whatever they call themselves, in small denominations. Do that, but yeah, these will show up if you put them all together.
Well, I'll go up and I'll put them into like bags of like 150 sort of thing.
Yeah.
Making sure I don't miss the $20 bag of the other $20 bag.
And meet up with the other two and start heading down to the docks.
Feels weird to be going on an adventure without Finley. I'm over it.
Is Sigrun all dressed up?
She's doing her best to look her worst.
It's beautiful, man.
What's that?
I think you just said.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's.
Where's Item?
Maybe we can
Equipment.
pass the glow off as some kind of...
I'm pretty sure he would agree with you. But yeah, she's.
Oh, do you like, I have named my rapier, the one that glows brightly, so blindly obvious and
Sigrun?
brutally hacks people through. I've called it the Lumberfoot's rapier. 'Cause it's not subtle at all.
Yeah, so
Except
you
it'll actually do a thing.
you make your way down the docks, and that dark sailed ship that was pointed out to you is starting. Like some of the crew have started to pour themselves out of the various taverns and start heading over to the there as well, and start loading up the supplies for their trip.
Yep.
As you get up there, the captain meets you and is like,
I'll pull Poppet aside. I'm like, now you know we can't wear uniforms on this one, right? Can you just be cool? Just don't say anything.
"You can't even rely on that anymore."
I just hold up my badge.
Sorry. Do you know?
Don't do that.
Fuck it.
Just continue being your normal, silent self.
But yeah, you're greeted by the captain. It's a
And I'm assuming Sigrun is not... No, she's not coming with us.
She's gonna fly.
She's going to fly there.
Yeah,
so we'll
okay.
just tell her where to go. And I'll say, for the love of
Well,
God.
she knows where it is.
Yeah.
She knows
better
where
stay
the
now.
cliffs are. She'll basically
How does
lets
she
you
know
she-
about these clips?
she's been around for quite some time.
Oh.
She says she'll
Maybe
she'll
she's
fly towards
Kraven.
the cliffs, and once she spots your sails on the horizon, she'll make her own way towards the docks in some subtle way. But she'll meet you towards the docks.
Hey.
Right, so we'll walk up to the captain.
Yep. The captain is standing at the top of the gangplank where the crew are sort of loading up the supplies. It's a tall, I wouldn't say that tall for a race, but she's a Goliath woman. So it's dark sort of blue-grey skin, not much hair, but it's just like a...
Oh, I would like to rage, please.
It's just like one long ponytail coming from a tuft of hair at the top of her head, just pulled back.
Severe pony.
It's just tucked back. Not like a
This
knot.
is very important.
Why are we discussing hairstyles? I started this, I realised, but I'm going to end it.
It's over.
Poppet's fascinated by people's hair because he's a bald monk.
It's like, how do you do it?
He just dies wistfully in dreams.
But she's like, what do you three want?
What's his name? Have we ever discussed that?
No.
You haven't.
No.
Give him a name.
Lefty.
Lefty.
Jimmy Lefty Mitts.
Remember that guy who was hanging
Probably
around the docks
a
yesterday?
nickname, because I would almost guarantee that none of you guys ever
Fingers.
give your actual names.
Lefty.
Fingers. Teeth.
Fingers, teeth.
Footsies. These are all separate nicknames.
These are all things you like to do on Saturday.
Elbow.
Jimmy the Mace.
I was going to say... I was actually thinking Jimmy, but Jimmy the Fats.
Jimmy the Fats.
Yes.
Okay.
Gross.
That is
He's really skinny.
So, okay, it's just like Jimmy says it. What does Jimmy want with? Never mind. You're paying.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
I'll throw up a bag of 200
Uh-huh.
and
You're
go.
like, reaches,
Yeah.
catches the right hand, and like seems a bit light on, but I'm assuming usual thing.
The
The
rest.
down payment.
Yep. The rest upon.
Is it the right amount? She's like holding it. Like,
It's about 200.
okay.
And the rest,
So 3 of you?
and 200 more upon landing at the docks.
It should be 300.
Of course.
Right. The 3 of you on?
It's worth a try.
You like it, I'm actually paying attention for a change as well.
Oh, if you
Yeah, you definitely should be antagonizing these guys who we're going with after you gave them down payment.
I
And
think
you
That's a
should-
great
you
idea.
they would be
You
more
should
suspicious.
definitely steal that enchanted money.
Hey. It could be used to be planted on someone. It could have been very interesting.
Why are your pants suddenly glowing? Oh, I've got this money.
Turns out our trusty lieutenant was actually a thief all along.
But, so, right. The 3 of you on? And start scrubbing the deck.
You heard the lady.
I hate boats. Remember last time we were on a boat?
Not at all.
That was awful.
Need to get
You mean the
snacks.
sky ship with all the kind sailors?
It was awful.
Last time?
It was a
It
sky
was
ship.
Ah.
With the wyvern, remember? The wyvern entrails.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh god, yes.
And the wide open sky. During daytime.
Why are we taking a boat? I hate boats.
Sea travel is the best travel.
Because a boat tends to be the best way of getting to a dock.
Okay.
Which
I,
I understand
uh,
is where you're heading.
I pull open the genie bottle. Scrub the decks.
And then the captain's taking it back. He's like, "You'll not pay for 3. What's this big purple fuck doing?"
He's scrubbing the decks. Or he should be.
And he sort of looks at you and sort of smiles like, "This is what we want to do for the next 40 minutes. Is to sweep a ship deck."
No, to
Look,
scrub.
look, while you're talking, you're not sweeping the deck.
You're breaking part of the deal.
I don't think it's in the genie arrangement that you can just waste time like this.
He does this deep bow with the arms out spread out, like looking you in the eye with this big grin, and just sort of like clicks his fingers, and these
And while he's doing that, I sort of lean over and fill it up with seawater.
oh god.
Oh my god.
He clicks his finger and like part of the sort of the mist around it sort of splits off into these 2 smaller genies going along. They're just like pushing brooms around, like soaped brooms around the deck, and he's just like sitting back, it's like floating on like a little cloud of his own.
Wait,
Cloud of
didn't
his
you
own
ask him to sweep the deck?
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like you're sweeping no decks.
I can see me sweeping the deck. Can you not see me sweeping the deck?
Genies, am I right?
The deck is being swept. There are
Like Leland is like leaning back with his feet up on a barrel or something, going, lazy genies. Am I right?
yeah. The deck is being swept. There are me sweeping the deck. The contract is fulfilled. And for the next 35 minutes, that will be their task.
Worth it. I believe you have 2 hours and 5 minutes remaining.
No, 3 hours and 5 minutes. There's 4 times they do
It's
use.
4
No,
or
the
3
last one
times.
doesn't do anything.
The time was banked, which is why it's only 40
This
minutes.
is this is the 40 minutes. The other
Yeah.
2, he gets 2 more after that.
Okay.
The 4th time he pulls it, nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
That's what you
Or the
break.
genie gets out on the 4th time.
And away from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
And when his hour's up and I'm like putting the stopper back on, there's a sloshing noise. How do you like that, huh?
Yeah, so the ship sort of, we've got a sparkling new deck. You have a somewhat drenched. You basically, the mist goes in there and you just hear from your side. It's like,
Oh,
you
son
hear
of a...
this- It's like a pebble being dropped into the water. It's like, like, damn it.
Thank you so much for this gift, Ryan. I thought the 3 wishes was going to be fun. This is so much more fun.
Trolling a genie.
You gave me a pocket victim,
Now,
It's 2 words.
which works because he has so much dignity.
Those 2 words
the plague
should never be next to each other in a sentence ever again. That is new. That is
New rule?
That is new D&D law.
Fair rule.
Pocket victim should not
And-
be together again.
you call me callous. At least my victims have the chance to escape. He is mistreating his slave.
With fast cosmic
It's not real,
powers.
It's very real.
It's like air.
Hey, watch this. Shake up the bottle.
Now, what can
And
you do with
for some
your
reason, it
invisible
sounds like
servant
there's
and
ice
your
cubes in
genie?
there now.
If you actually say that, I go, that's a very drow thing of you to say. I'm proud of you.
There's
And I'll walk off.
There's hope for you yet. Yeah.
Robert's having an existential crisis.
I walk away smiling at that one. Going,
So what can you do with your invisible servant and your genie together? What can your invisible servant do to your genie?
I haven't played around with it.
You haven't.
Keep forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sun sets.
hey ho, we'll go.
Can you put the genie in the
where
puzzle box and the
wind is
invisible servant in the
blowing.
bottle?
So I was
Interesting.
actually planning to do like shanties and everything like that, but now I'm not.
So you're on the big blue wet thing.
Big blue wet thing. Okay.
What do drows know of big blue wet things?
There's underground lakes.
It's not blue though, it's just all dark.
Yeah, it's It could be blue.
There's no colour.
There is. You just can't see it,
You can't see
It's
the
too
colours.
expensive, only the rich have colour.
and it's still just black.
Just different shades of black.
Okay. So yeah, sun sets over the horizon, then the ship pulls away from the dock.
My tablet's still working.
Yeah. The captain's like, so, what do you want with the blood cliffs?
Blood.
Cliffs.
Silence.
You don't go and pay that sort of fee just to go look at some rocks.
No, we pay that kind of fee to not have to answer any questions.
Good point.
The old adage, talk is cheap, but silence is expensive.
Asked and answered. With that then, the deck is yours, since it's nicely cleaned.
Fantastic.
I don't know. There's still a few spots I'm not too happy with.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I'm sure we'll find out what the poop deck is. What it's called, and you can bring it back out again.
So, the twilight sort of goes into actual nighttime, and most of the crew are on deck and sitting around on some of the barrels, or a few of them are actually working the rigging and so forth. But most are just sitting around in circles on barrels, playing cards, drinking. It's not a hard-working ship at this point because they've just taken off. There's not much work to do. And they're just trying to give the impression that they are just a standard ship.
Of course, these are legitimate business people.
They are
Doing
definitely
legitimate business
They are
things.
definitely, legitimately business people.
I might join in a game of cards to see if I can win some money.
Fair enough.
It worked well last time we were on the boats and played the flute. The regular flute.
The regular flute. I was about to say.
A wild tax.
Everyone goes to sleep.
Uh,
And then we
actually-
kill them all. Wait, what?
Everyone but me would go to sleep.
Yes,
Yes, play the flute.
But the two of you, because you're immune to it, because you're elves.
Should
And any elves in the crew, I guess.
And all pending
the
that.
sail a ship.
And
Here's the
anybody,
cliffs. Uh-oh.
and
Actually,
anybody that makes a
surprisingly, one
will
of
save.
Drow's
I
innate
guess.
ability is the ability to pilot a ship.
Really?
No.
Roll insight.
Why did I fall for that?
This is what happens when two fucking charlatans go up against each other.
Yeah, I'll just play some.
Yeah.
Hop in and play some cards, see if I can win.
Okay. They're basically just playing a sort of a variant of.
So, how's this play? I've never played this game before. We don't have this in the Undercities.
A couple sort of look up at you and sort of like this sort of half-toothed, half gold grins and sort of look at you as like, lass, take a seat, I'll show you.
Oh, you're but a wee lass on the boat.
Wee lass. Oh, that was 2 1s and a 2, so hopefully that's gone away. I'm ready for my sleight of hand roll.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm assuming that's what I have to do, or some sort of roll. Haven't rolled in a while.
Essentially, 3 cards.
Actually, when I say that, do you want me to make a deception roll?
I was just going to roll with that, but okay.
It is 18.
Glad that roll confirmed my plan.
Well, I thought is part of the trick. I probably should do something on it.
Essentially, they're rules in the card game because I'm not going to make one off on the fly
Yeah,
right
all
here.
this dumb.
But essentially, if you play a few rounds, we'll just roll sleight of hand against each other because there is a lot of fucking cheating. Because I guarantee you, this first one you're going to win.
21.
I rolled 1 plus whatever modifier I'm putting onto this, which is going to be a 1. Okay, so 2 total.
I steal the boat. Just
So essentially what we'll do is best of 3 here.
Yeah. Just
So,
something simple, yeah.
second round.
15.
Alright,
You're
you.
good at this game.
And third.
That's going to be 26.
Alright. After that, they're like, one of them sort of leans back and is like, and whispering to the other one is like, and they're leaning forward and is like, my suggestion, take that 20 that you just won there, and hang on to it, Dyson. Hold it close to your chest when you go to sleep, because I would hate for it to go missing in the night.
Yeah, I hear lots of things happen in these types of ships at night.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, let's hope that no sudden tragedy befalls any of us. Have a lovely evening.
What's up, man?
As with you, miss. Yeah, another 20 out of that.
Hooray! I'm making friends.
It's been a very profitable day.
Excuse me, whilst recouping legitimate expenses.
What's everyone else doing?
I think, like, while on the ship, like, Leland might be finding, like, a quiet place and, like, studying his book some more, as you do.
Oh, you were playing the flute. Roll performance.
All things.
People throw rotten fruit at you if you don't do well.
That's true.
Did you clean that up?
21.
21. Okay. So you manage to like you sort of noodle away at the flute for a little bit. We're using a flute, but anyway.
Toot.
It's
Toot the flute.
Toot flute.
I toot the flute.
And after
It's
a small amount of time, you start to find a melody that sort of resonates with the crew, and a couple of the others pull out.
I'm a bard now.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
A couple of the others pull out, various instruments. There's a accordion and a couple other things join in, and yeah, there's a good little
I feel like that
tune
accordion's
going on.
ruining everything.
Sorry.
I feel like the accordion's everything.
Yes. But yeah, the crew that aren't currently sort of engaged in other things are sitting around and enjoying the entertainment. It's probably some of the better music they've had for free for quite some time. You, below deck,
Hi.
dealing with the ruckus upstairs now.
I'm helping.
Start diving into your book.
Yeah.
What part of the book are you going for? Where are you starting? Where are you finishing? Give me an idea of what you're aiming for here.
I think I'm sort of okay with the like how the book is the two separate books merged together now.
Yep.
Is there like a distinct part that is like the second book and the first book?
You can tell.
Am I able to tell that now?
The rear cover of one and the front cover of the other disappear when they fuse together, but you can definitely tell when one stops and the other begins. It's the way the script lays out, the wear and tear on the pages, like it looks like two books being glued together.
Maybe like focus on the second book that was added in, that obviously I've had less time with and stuff. I don't know. With
Previously, you've struggled with deciphering it.
Yes, well, trying harder.
Yep.
Also, the thing I was thinking of like focusing on in the book, now that I know that there is like other books, is like see if I can discern any clues or any kind of indications on where other books might be, if that would be in there. I don't know if that's the wrong sort of thing to approach it with, but it's all very mysterious, right? And I'm like groping in the dark for it.
Okay.
I'm sort of picturing that like he would have a very different approach to handling the book now.
Before it was just sort of flicking through, going, "Oh, that looks interesting."
Yeah.
And then
now he
roughly
knows
trying
to
to
sort of
handle it.
be trying to push it to give him stuff rather than trying to read stuff out of it.
Okay. This time, reading through the second half of the book, the indecipherable text that you had scrolled across the pages and that would really actively evade your gaze. This time, the script stays in place for the most part. It still moves around, almost like it's like they're cut worm.
Ooh.
A lot of there's a wriggling with an element of anguish. Yeah, anguish would be the word. You start digging through. You're finding you sort of get a little bit frustrated at a point with the fact you can't make this out. You start to revert back to some of your older ways. Looking for an interesting picture to start going off. You find one section, and it's an enormous wolf that is chasing down the son of them and attempting to devour them. You've heard like legends of wolves trying to do this, but the whole legend is that they never catch them. This image you're seeing here is them is this one particular wolf catching the moon and tearing it apart.
Cool. The book's about the end of the world.
Roll me a Constitution.
Oh man, that's never good. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Saving throw 0. 18.
18.
Feeling strong.
Was more
Feeling healthy.
more awake.
Feeling awake.
It was just what I was just checking to see if you basically drifted.
I can't be put to sleep by magical means,
No
right?
one I didn't get you to roll wisdom.
Oh, by
Falling asleep.
I've had a very long day. It's been a very long week. It's been a long year.
You start sort of trying to some of the words, bits and pieces around this image. Now that sort of caught your attention, you're starting to push beyond what you used to do. Some of the wriggling words of font start to sort of settle into place and actually start to form up into runes and language that you recognise.
what's it say?
Just a few.
Reveal your secrets.
You're not getting like full sentences and everything. You're just getting a few words as you go along.
That's not strictly true.
If you got
Holy
your
shit! I
wishes, yeah.
forgot the name.
Stephanie?
Hello, B has.
Cool. So I just had to get the right one. You get words like great wolf, and get little bits like end, final, blood, battle, and then finally the one last piece sort of starts to form in your vision, and just says a single name, Fenris.
Huh.
Roll me that.
I rolled a 2.
At that point, there you start to feel like the weight of the hours you've been awake sort of take you over, and you drift off to sleep, slumping forward onto your
Like
book.
little head smeared across the page like a big puddle of drool on the book.
Got a
And the book
little
just
bubble
stinks
thing
so
that they do in the Japanese Japanese cartoons. Oh god,
That was a bad noise. That was a bad noise. I'm sorry.
And then the book just closes on your head.
Oh,
look at the wait for that.
mercifully.
It's impressive.
So he sleeps, perchance to dream.
Your dream state sort of just goes
Your dreams are always good.
to darkness,
Oh,
and then the darkness sort of starts to take a form which you have met recently.
Stephanie.
See the face of Stephanie or the librarian.
The librarian.
Whatever name you want to go with.
We'll go with the librarian.
Librarian.
That's a cooler name.
And I've been trying to workshop a voice now, so.
Hello, governor.
Hello. And
Imagine like old Greg.
got a mangina. But yeah, your entire vision is just made up of his face.
Whoa. Too close.
Personal space, my dude.
It's inside your head, so I think personal space invasion is kind of full on right now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's starts to speak slowly and deliberately with you. It's like,
Evening. How have you been? It's been a grip.
I don't believe it.
Well, we can't all be vast immortal beings. Some of us are subject to linear time, I know. Leland's also kind of a prick. Shh.
Are you ready for?
Ooh, yes. I'm always ready for lessons. Knowledge is power.
Indeed.
Wait, I didn't get that right. Indeed. I've got to work on the voice if I'm going to be vastly powerful. Warlock. Is warlock the right word? I think it's warlock, right?
Warlock is.
Yeah. I need the deep foreboding voice if I'm going to conjure these. Sorry, what were we saying?
Hello, Alan Rickman. This is Alan Rickman.
One of my podcasts was talking about the way to do an Alan Rickman voice is to half eat a banana. Mr. Potter.
Do you chew it? These are the questions we need answered.
Do we? I think it's best not to know.
Like a mute on a trumpet. Okay.
Lessons. We were talking about lessons.
Is that-
Before I got distracted by my, deep and leathery voice.
Leathery. Okay, let's see how much you can. And your vision gets. First of all, his face just sort of appears back into the darkness, and then you just get rapid fire shots of all sorts of images. Some of the key ones that do manage to actually hold place in your mind. You see a starry skyline, but not from a position on land. It is from a position where in the void of space, and you see a single star like flash bright, and then its entire force and power blast towards your vision and then past and then sort of through where you feel like your body would be and beyond, and slams into a planet. You see 4 sets of teeth, like long pointed teeth, not biting down, but just sort of hanging open, and then they are smashed and broken and just scattered off into dust.
This is an awesome music video clip.
I had a bunch of these and I was trying to remember more. You see a single dark wolf running across sort of the long peak lines of a mountain escarpment. You see a city, like a massive city. Can't make out details, but just sinking into like a mire. You see like thick, like corruptive brambles around the edge of this mire, sort of walling up. And roll a con save at this point. At this point here, your head thumping, searing pain, which jolts you awake.
It's just me playing basketball and oh sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
You're sort of like holding the side of your head, just trying to stop this pain, and you feel just a little bit of, like a little tiny bit of blood on the inside of your ear.
That's the pointy one.
We did that joke last time.
Yeah.
You bring your hand down to inspect, and you see like this smear of blood across your thumb, and it's got the usual spread of red, but with a smaller sort of smear of like black oil.
Oh, good.
Within it.
Now I'm bleeding black oil. This is new.
Maybe you shouldn't sleep.
Maybe I shouldn't ever sleep, ever. I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst can happen with viscous black fluid for blood?
And the last thing you
It's never
You
hurt
sort of-
you.
experience out of this is just the voice of
Maybe you're disappointingly brief. That's what your mum said.
But I think we could probably finish it up there. And
Sally for adventure on the big blue wet thing.
Sorry?
Disappointingly brief.
But yeah, we'll finish it up there and pick that up at the next session when you arrive at the Bloody Cliffs.